Let's talk really quickly about Lily Phillips and sleeping with 100 men in a day and why it's problematic for your spirituality. So sex is a sacred act that should happen between two people who are consenting, obviously. And the reason why we don't, as women, have sex with lots and lots of men, and why it's deemed as being something that is reprehensible, is because women take on the energy of men and then they transmute it after having sexual relationships with them. This causes women to basically absorb the energy of the men that they're sleeping with. And if you're not aware of how to transmute that energy, you're holding that energy within your vessel. This is why there were holy priestess whores in temples that would be there to transmute wounded energy from men into being something sacred and spiritual. We're seeing somebody doing something that they're not actually capable of transmuting. From a spiritual perspective, you're taking one of the most sacred acts, something that can create life in the same way that God creates life. When we have sexual interactions with a male and a female, we're able to create life from this. It is a sacred act because it is the highest act that human beings can do. That is the closest thing to God that we can be. And we're taking one of the most purest and sacred acts and using it to make money, to create fame, to create wealth, to sell an ideology that is ultimately damaging. And this isn't any hatred towards Lily Phillips. I mean, I myself have done some pretty reprehensible things in my youth, and I used to work on phone sex lines when I was sort of 19, 20. So I'm not judging from the perspective of somebody that hasn't done sex work. But what we need to kind of recognize is that these practices where you're actually having a physical relationship with these men, such as we see young women who are partaking on OnlyFans and so forth, you are actually putting your spiritual and mental health on the line. And watching Lily Phillips in the interview afterwards when she cries, watch here.
It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it,
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, it feels intense.
Ugh.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Oh, here comes the crying.
Sorry.
Okay. Just take
1 minute.
Wow.
When she cries, you can see that she really realizes what she's done. She says that she feels like a prostitute, that actually having a man after man after man feels very different to having sex with one person at a time. And this is because you're literally being used as a vessel to hold all of the energy that men aren't able to transmute on their own. Men are rooted into the 3D. Women are the connection to the proverbial spiritual realm, because through the portal within our legs, it is literally a portal to the void. It is where people come from. It's where babies come from. This is the portal from the spirit realm into the physical realm, which is why women tended to be much more spiritually attuned. Now, unfortunately, women have been repressed in our society, and so the patriarchal regime has been allowed to step forward. A matriarchal regime isn't good either. What we need is balance between the spirit realm and the 3D realm, and men are very good with the 3D realm. Women are very good with the spiritual realm. We need to find a way to come together so that we can balance the two sides of the dualistic universe that we live within. And part of that is women recognizing how sacred we are, how magical we are, how spiritual we are. And the process that creates life is a sacred act. And we know this because every single religion and spiritual, profession, ideology within the world literally purports this idea. All scripture from all religions denotes sex as being a sacred act. So why in our society are we not viewing it as that? It isn't an act of liberation for a female to go and have sex with many, many men. It's an act of self-harm. It's an act of self-hatred. It's an act of low self-esteem. And I think Lily is feeling the gravity of that. And I know I did when I did it.